segment.
Fixed news.
Yeah, there we go.
This has been an interview with Corey.
That's me.
And Rebecca Breeds.
Damn straight.
That's me.
Hey, that's you.
That's
What is going on, guys? I am MC Fixer, and I am sitting down with Rebecca Breeds. I said it right again, didn't I?
You did.
Right, because it's like the bird.
Birds, bees, rabbits.
We got it. We're already
dogs,
there.
humans.
So I put up a photo of us yesterday, saying that I was interviewing you.
Yeah.
And my Twitter exploded. And so
Did
my
it?
face absolutely exploded. And funny enough, my uncle's a big fan of yours from
Is
Home
he?
and Away.
Oh, yeah.
And so was my fiance's nan. Everyone's like, that's Ruby. And I'm like, I know you obviously from the
Ruby
original.
Buckton, yeah.
I know you from Originals,
right.
obviously. But
Yeah.
can we go into detail a little bit about Home and Away?
Yeah, you know what? I've had a lot of Home and Away fans here today. I actually have to ask. They're signing for the Originals.
Yeah.
Which go the Originals. Originals is great. But yeah, I have to go like, okay, you here for Ruby or Aurora? Like, which one?
Yeah.
Which one? And a lot of people have come today specifically for Ruby, which is really cool. And I don't know, because it's a soap, you're in people's lounge rooms every night.
Day, yeah.
I was on it for at least 4 years,
Yeah.
so I think people really do get an attachment to your character. And when you're on a show for 4 years, you do blend with it a lot. Like, not her life circumstances, but a lot of, I don't know, her personality and stuff. You do blend because you spend so long with that character. So, yeah, I think people really feel like they know you.
Well, that was sort of the response I got. It was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh, like I say, I didn't watch Home and Away. Not for me personally. But
Oh, I'm so offended.
I know, I'm sorry. Don't
I'm
beat
joking.
me up.
I'm joking. You've made up for it with watching the Originals.
Okay, I love the Originals, and like I said to you yesterday, you are one of my favourite characters on the show, if not my favourite character.
Oh,
of course.
My goodness.
Okay, let's talk about Aurora.
Awesome. Yeah.
She has this relationship with me personally, where I hate her, and I love her.
Yeah.
How was that like to portray a character like that?
It's kind of the best thing ever. Because you're messing with people. You're in there like meddling. Because I know that she is written to be the villain. She's getting in the way of, Camille getting together and messing stuff up for the family and creating like tension between Klaus and Elijah because she's angry at Elijah and she loves you, but you hurt me. And what about my brother? What about your sister? Well, we've all got to have like insurance policies going on in between each other. So I knew quintessentially she was there to stir trouble and be a bad guy, right? And she's crazy, she's killing monks, she's nutso. But at the same time, I think it started absolutely with the writers writing her as this kind of like, they just wanted her to be really unhinged and that you would never know what she was going to do. And she had this kind of sexy, demure thing about her in the auditions I did. Which is a struggle for me because I'm a nerd, I'm a weirdo, so I was having to be all like, I'm so
So you're nothing
sexy,
actually like the
sophisticated.
character?
No, well, I'm crazy, but I'm like a different. We're all crazy. We are.
Especially me. Come on, I'm way crazy.
Are you?
Very.
I believe that.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, of course it is. Who wants to not be crazy? Who wants to be normal? Who wants to be boring? Not me. Anyway, so I think it was cool because the writing gave, and because she's bipolar 1,000-year-old vampire, and because we got to flash back to her innocent, girly, lovely, still incredibly tortured, but her innocence, it was fun to me. Then when we did present day stuff, it was like the world was this game and she was a child. So if she didn't get what she wanted, she'd chuck a tantrum. She got what she wanted, she'd be like,
yay,
and like giggle and prance off, and mid fight
that's
scene.
That's what brought her to life.
And I think part of it was the writing, but a lot of it was just me because I got the chance to be me in a lot of it and show a lot of like, mid fight scene. It wasn't the line. I mean, the line where Phoebe, I think Phoebe punches me, and it was like, oh, that's kind of powerful in the rehearsals, like because they were like, oh, I haven't felt pain in and the writing was like, I haven't felt pain in 1,000 years or something like that. But when we were just doing the rehearsals, like, ooh, that tickles, and they loved it, and the writers are laughing. They're like, put that in. I'm like, all right. So it was this beautiful blend of like a character that had so much freedom that they gave me, which was a huge blessing, but also a character that had a lot of playfulness, and I'm a really playful, weird, kind of crazy person, like a lot of bubbly energy. So I think it was the perfect synthesis of these two things coming together that created a character that I know all along you're supposed to hate her. Plain
Get out of here, plane.
Get out of it! Shut up! Very important. Sorry.
No, you're. See, that was like crazy. You're
Sound
talking
issues.
about.
Yeah, I'm yelling at the plane. Don't you know who I am? Gosh, that was a joke, by the way. Yeah, so it was this crazy. It was a beautiful opportunity for me to create that synthesis and mess with the viewers and mess with you guys, because I know you're supposed to hate her, but when she's like giggling at something, or when Phoebe punches her and she's like, you know what, touche, girl, you're like strong, you know, and like go girl, you know, so you can't hate that. You can't hate her, and also the writers are really, really clever in that they told her backstory and they said, this is why she's, you know, this is why she's so crazy, A, and this is why she loves class so much, and this is why she's so hurt, this is why she hates Elijah. Like, you get it.
They did it in such a amazing way, and it was powerful, and that's what in the short span of time as well, it was like, this is who the character is, this is why you should care about the character. And I, like me personally, especially the first scene is when you're with the monks. And so it's a teaser at the end sort of thing, and then the second episode when we see you is when you actually kill the monks. And I'm like, okay, so this is someone not to be messed with from the bat.
She is badass.
Very badass.
Yeah, and completely unhinged.
Yes.
You know, and I think it was beautiful how they unfolded why she was. And there were glimmers of sanity. There were glimmers of her like, oh, she's just in love with this guy. And like, she's been a bipolar 1,000-year-old. You know, of course you like, and it questions you, and I think this is what everyone should be doing in society, in humanity. Obviously, it's way off the deep end because she's a vampire and been alive for 1,000 years and a completely fictional character. But the beauty with what I do, the beauty of being an actress and telling human stories, and the beauty of watching human stories, and what we do, I think what we do exists functionally to go, well, like, put yourself in that person's shoes. Like, what if you were them? What if you had their upbringing? What if your mum had died in childbirth and your dad always resented you, and you had this crazy brother, and you had a chemical imbalance in your brain, and they didn't have medication at the time, and then you've lived 1,000 years, you've fallen in love with this guy, and it got taken away. Like, if you'd honestly lived locked away, you'd had those set of circumstances, would you really be making any other different choices? And it really challenges you to be more compassionate to people. And the thing about the originals I love that they do is, like, no one's fully good and no one's fully bad. There's light and dark in everyone.
Well, the humanity switch, I think, brings a whole different element to vampires in the show. It's like, you turn that switch off, you're in trouble, and it's very hard to come back from that. But with it on, you still have your humanity, you still feel, you still get emotional.
Well, it's love, isn't it? It's all down to love, and that is the Marquisons. They are family and they love each other despite each other and despite themselves, you know. But at the end of the day, they are ironically human for being the undead. But they're telling an incredibly human story of love trumps all. You know, and family trumps all, and you know, I think that it's irony. It's hilarious that this is the show that tells that story. But back to Aurora and back to Klaus, you see his story. You see like Tristan's story a little bit and Lucian's story. You know, you see Marcel's story, and you go, oh, I get it. Like, dude, what would I do in that situation? And of course you're angry. And is there really a complete right person, a complete good guy and a complete bad guy in this? No. Like, it's just everyone's trying to figure it out.
Elijah was he's the good guy.
Yeah, he was. No, he's not anymore, is he?
He's not the good guy anymore.
They dirtied him up, didn't they?
I was like, and that really, really shook me. I was like, but he's in Klaus is the, oh no.
And then Klaus is like the kind of good guy that you're like,
around.
You're the guy who's like the hero and the like champ, the knight in shining armor of it all, and Elijah's the bad. And that's something I love how they did in my episode, where they, you know, they go back and not only did Elijah, you know, get so angry at Klaus because he's like, you know, when she is under compulsion and she says, well, he killed your mum, basically, and he's like, what? He doesn't deserve love, and he has this huge like, and Daniel, like, I had spit all over my face. Like, he
went for it.
He had this anger, this ferocity in him, and oh gosh, you know, it was terrifying in the scene. But you see that come out, and then not only that, but the vindictiveness of like, well, he doesn't deserve that, therefore I'm going to destroy you. And I'm going to destroy everything you had. And not only that, I'm going to like make your family basically is bait for my dad that's going to kill you. Like all his humanity went out the window, and he became this awful, awful person. You know, so it just shows that like there is no clean cut. And then actually I think that this season said that a lot of Elijah's goodness was actually him out of guilt, going like, I've got a lot to make up for, or like, I feel guilty about this or that, so, I'm going to pretend to, keep the family together or be the good guy, or, so it's like, it just really makes you challenge everything. And also, I think, be nicer to each other and be nicer to yourself, because it's like, no one means to be bad. Everyone's just trying to do their best with what they're going through. And as long as you are trying to do your best, then
you'll
that's
get
okay.
somewhere.
Yeah, you'll eventually make enough good choices to go in the right direction, and I think that's what we're all trying to do as people, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've been told to wrap it up.
Chats with Corey.
Actually, it's fixed news.
Well.
So you've got to call. I'm going to give you the bumper at the end, and we ask you just fixed news. That's what I call my segment.
Fixed news.
Yeah, there we go.
This has been an interview with Corey.
That's me.
And Rebecca Breeds.
Damn straight.
That's me.
Hey, that's you.
That's me.
I like
at
you.
Fixed News. You're not too bad yourself, brother.
Thank you.
And thanks for the fans. I'm so glad you guys care. It really blows me away. It really does.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes as you're filming it, like, this actually happens. Oh yeah.
A week before, if you're lucky.